Hello again, this is Adrian Aber with part two of my German culture for expatriates. I think I left off last video with achievement versus description explained, and I just wanted to be clear that I make sure I go back over that because I know I was running short on time from our recording. And so, achievement is when people believe that you are what you do and you base your worth accordingly. So what that means is uh, you're achieving your status um, rather than having it kind of given to you. Whereas description, people believe that you should be valued for who you are or for what you do, um, or not what you do, but what your family background is and that sort of thing. So I'll explain a little bit more in detail. Uh, so how this applies to Germans is German business relationships. Americans are very achievement oriented. We believe that you can achieve anything. Very individualistic, as opposed to German culture, which is very communitarian, very community driven. And so whenever you're conversing with anybody, you want to make sure that your respect is given to those who have experience and wisdom. And what I mean is anyone who is older or has a lot of experience within the company or has a lot of experience within that field. And so when addressing a group, it might be beneficial to get input to those who are older and have been with the company a long time. Um, Also, I did want to point this out. It is not commonplace to make jokes about anyone senior or king or queen. You want to make sure any kind of jokes regarding senior citizens in the workplace are not they're not acceptable in German culture. And so you want to make sure that that is kind of like left to the side. Um, here's the data from the Trumpreneurs research. 8.1 asks whether it's more important to achieve status individually or to have an individual happiness without status and just knowing your place in the world. And so most Germans were associating with the ascription, uh, where most Americans see it as achieved. And so again, more individualistic, not so much communitarianism, but more so just understanding your place in the world and family backgrounds. Um, the next cultural dimension is sequential time versus synchronous time. Um, and this is more so explaining people like events to happen in order, and so they're like a very organized, and punctuality is very important. Whereas synchronous time, people see the past, present, and future as interwoven periods, and so when we're talking about American versus German culture, Americans are more sequential. We like to have everything planned out. We like to have our time frames set. Whereas Germans are more so interested in historical past. You know what's future, what holds for us in the future, and what's in the present. And so whenever you're kind of trying to motivate any of your um, any of your colleagues, you might want to remember that might want to try and tie your project in with some historical significance or some future significance. Kind of give them a little bit more of more than just the present. And so that'll help to kind of motivate and get them going a little bit more. And so you also want to be a little bit flexible with your projects, and your timelines should be a little bit longer as opposed to your short. Most Americans have shorter timelines. So here it is, long versus short. Germany is very much a long time and long term orientation, whereas Americans we're very quick. Um, Internal versus outer direction. This is a dimension that kind of shows the differences between what people believe they can control and what people versus people who believe that nature or the environment controls them. And so as you could probably guess, Americans are very individual, very ascribed. We're going to be in control of our own. We're going to be in control of nature. We should be able to be in charge of our own destiny. And so Germans are very much, uh, I'm not in control of my fate. It is what it is. It's going to happen. And so when you're kind of giving instructions to team members and giving feedback, try to give feedback as much as possible. And you're going to want to be able to congratulate those who do well, and you're going to want to be able to address those who do not do well. But you want to do it as a motivational. They're going to see it more as a, well, it is what it is. It's going to happen. Uh, Mistakes are going to happen when we're very much, our culture is going to be driven up to say no, you can control this, you can do this. And so just be encouraging, and try to do well in, and maybe giving compliments, or even just a little bit of feedback whenever you can. So here it is, the difference between controlling nature and controlling fate. There's just a huge difference between Germans, as far as thinking of controlling nature versus controlling fate. The differences are much, much more prevalent in controlling nature. And so even though we don't feel as though we really can, they absolutely don't think they can control nature. And so there's that ascribe versus non-individualistic thinking. And so my conclusion with the diverse regions and community-driven culture, Germany is a fantastic spot for expatriate work. Cost of living is comparable to a lot of other countries. In fact, it's very, very is very doable for any kind of expatriates. It's one of the better cost of living. And the business etiquette and situational knowledge that I hope that you were able to pick up on this video should kind of help drive you into making better business decisions culturally with your team members. And I hope that you can take this as an investment and moving forward. And remember, the people and the culture of Germany are, it's a blessed culture, and wonderful culture to be around. And I hope that you can have, I hope that your business relations with Germany will extend far into the future. And I just wanted to make sure I closed with one of my favorite Bible verses here. Says, "For just as each of us has one body with many members, and these members do not all have the same function, so in Christ we, through many, form one body, and and each member belongs to all others." So we're all in this together, and so it's just important to understand um, community drive, and not just community drive, but just getting along with your German counterparts, and understanding their culture, because we're all different parts of the Christ body, and so it's important to understand that. If you have any questions going forward, feel free to contact any American embassy with any questions pertaining how to obtain a driver's license, how to find an apartment, or even some kind of basic information you might need moving forward. There's also, I would recommend using internations.org, and how to Germany. It's a great site for any expatriates. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope it was uh, informational, and I hope you learned something. So, uh, this is Adrian Aber signing out. Thank you.